Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be talking about how I have not really been feeling confident in my trades. I feel like I'm lacking so much conviction whenever I trade. I feel like not that I don't know what I'm doing, but I just don't have that clear conviction that I was having maybe like a couple weeks ago when trading. Maybe it's because I'm still recovering from feeling sick and I'm still not feeling 100%. But I just don't have what I used to have. And you'll see in today's trades too, how I took my trades and what I did, it just reeked of someone who is fearful, someone who wasn't sure and firm in terms of what they were doing, right? And yeah, we had a break even day, cool, but like that doesn't really tell the whole story in terms of how I traded today. Now, do I think I traded poorly? No. But I do think that the first trade that I took anyway, you could just tell there just wasn't like a feeling of like, wow, like if I lost, like I would be shocked that I lost. If I lost, I'd be like, whoa, really? Like that's interesting, right? I didn't have that today for the first trade anyway. The second trade, it was a little bit of like, okay, cool, I read the market a little bit better. I was able to take the trade, I was able to win today, whatever, whatever. But I did not have that conviction, that confidence coming into the market today. And I could tell too how I felt. I felt a little bit anxious. And even yesterday when I traded, I didn't feel that way at all. But today, I came in, I was like, I don't want to lose again. That was like in the back of my mind, my subconscious was saying, I don't want to lose again. I don't want to take a bad trade. I don't want to take a trade that's on the wrong side of the market. And that's exactly what I did. I took not the best trade. I see why I took it, but in hindsight, it doesn't make any sense. And I wanted to be on the market, the right side of the market so bad that I ended up being on the wrong side of the market, even though it was clearly telling me to be on the other side of the market. And I lost it, and I lost it. So let's go over the trade that we took. Um, so this is the second trade that I took. We'll go back to the first trade. The first trade that I took here, I mean, this would have been perfect if I was buying, but I was shorting, right? So obviously, in hindsight, this looks like a really stupid trade. I'll explain why I took that trade. So if we come back here, this was how the market looked at the time, right? Let's delete volume profile so you can see. At this point in time, would you say we're bullish or bearish? I'll give you 5 seconds to answer. I'd say we're neither, right? And I couldn't tell. So that's a key sign. I feel like I say this a lot, but that's a key sign that I really shouldn't be taking a trade. I have these purple lines here just to mark how high the opening candle and the low of the opening candle was, right? Because a lot of times that gives me a key indication in terms of where we're at in relation to where we opened for the Asian session. But at the same time, too, this is what I'm seeing. We're at value area lows. Yes, we are below VWAP, right? But we are at value area lows, and look what happened. One, two, this could count as three, four areas of support, bouncing off support, bouncing off support. I saw these two candles right here, and I was like, "Ooh, I really think I should buy," but I decided to sell at the last second. Why is that? Because I was like, "Well, we're making lower highs, right? We are below where we opened for the session. We just rejected prior prior week value area lows, right? So I was like, well, I guess it's okay for me to sell here, right? Wrong. The reason why, and I've said this before in previous videos, and I'll say it here again so I can look back and say, Vic, stop doing this, is I continue to sell at value area lows and I continue to buy at value area highs. At the very least, wait until like it can come closer to VWAP. At the very least, if you want to take a position, Vic, if you want to take a position to the downside, wait until VWAP. Wait until value area highs. And then if it's looking like a good setup, it's rejecting these areas on high volume, take it, right? Yes, we came here and we came close to rejecting view up, but look at the volume. There's no high volume. This is the highest volume candle, and it's not even proportionate to the volume that it created, right? And we know through volume price analysis that that's not something you should be looking to short. Same thing here. Yes, it's rejecting this opening low, but at the same time, that is off low volume, and there's nothing here supporting that you were heading lower. So the next candle tricked me. I had thought that we were heading lower, right? One, I should have recognized prior day point of control was right here, right? And two, the next thing I should have recognized as well is the fact that we didn't close down here. If we had closed down here, then that would have been fun. But all we did was break these lows and then bounce higher. And I knew it. I knew it as soon as it happened because I added four contracts on that candle before the candle closed. Rookie mistake, right? I thought we were gonna close down here, but it's kind of like Kobe shooting late in the shot clock, right? You think you had him, right? You played really good defense, you're all up in his face, but then he hits a either a game winner or a shot clock winding down type of shot that's like insane. And this is literally what happened on that candle, and I saw it happening. Candle closed here. I was like, if I had the reverse position button now, I would have clicked it. And obviously I didn't, right? Because I took that away. And I realized that I was wrong. And I should have stopped myself out here. I should have been like, you know what? Let's see what this next candle looks like. And then I would have entered. But instead, easily got stopped out super quickly, right? My stop was right above here. This candle got stopped out. As soon as that happened, I was looking for buys, right? And that's the lack of conviction. That's the lack of confidence, right? Because why am I switching sides so quickly? If I was so confident in my shorts, I would have just taken it and be like, "Oh, I was wrong." But instead, I was like, "Oh, well, I'm wrong. I'm gonna switch to the other side," right? Which is the proper analysis. But I had no conviction in terms of what I was doing. So here, at this point in time, I was like, "Okay, cool. Let me see if I can get a buy. Let's see if it can pull back real quick." It never pulled back. Instead, we just continued heading higher, 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 higher. And I was ruining what I did. I was absolutely ruining it. I couldn't believe what I did. I was frustrated, right? I know I always say that this is trading stoically, but at the time, this was a big fat red. It was only $138, so we're really looking to minimize our losses. But at that time, that's when I was just like, bro, like, what am I doing? I know that's a classic buy opportunity. I've seen it so many times before. For whatever reason, I just second guessed myself. I doubted myself and I said, you know what? I'm just going to sell because here are all of the other technical aspects and signs that are showing for me to sell. It was wrong. I was wrong, right? So that was absolutely the frustrating part that I had today. And it just shows that lack of conviction that I'm having in my trading right now, that it's not conducive to being profitable. It's not somewhere that you would want to be at as a trader, right? You're doubting your trade, you're doubting why things are working or why things aren't working, right? And we have to be able to get ourselves out of that if you're also experiencing the same thing too. How am I going to get myself out of this, right? I don't feel like I've been trading particularly well ever since I got my payout, maybe a little bit after that. And I need to be able to, like I said in the first video of this month, get back to the basics, right? Part of that is instilling confidence in yourself that you actually know what you're doing, right? Sticking to your rules, sticking to your setups, knowing exactly what you need to do in each area of the market, in each area of the chart, right? And the first thing that I can do is I can look back at all of my winning trades and see what they had in common and say, okay, like I know what a winning trade looks like now. I've taken winning trades. I've taken a couple of payouts. I can be more confident in what I'm doing. So that's the first step. The second step is to get rid of all of the bad things that you're doing, right? So for me, it's very simple for some of the things that I can be better at, right? One, going flow of the market. Two, being able to recognize chop and neutral conditions. Three, buying at value area lows and selling at value area highs. Right? So those are all key aspects that I can do better. I have not been doing better, right? And it's been showing. But we are still doing a better job in terms of managing our risk, making sure we're not over risking, making sure we're not going on tilt, right? Having our personal daily loss limit, locking out our account after two trades. These are all things that I am doing in order to help improve myself. And yeah, this trade didn't go well, right? But we did end up taking another trade. Let me just pause this because this is going to take a while. We did end up taking another trade that did end up going a little bit better, right? So what trade is that? This trade happened super quickly. In fact, it honestly happened so quick for me. I should have taken some off at value area highs here as well, as you can see. Instead, we took some off at 520, which is fine, right? But if we had taken some off here, maybe most of our position, then we would be in a better spot. But the reason why I decided to take this trade was because of the fact that I could see that we were bottoming here, right? Just like down here. So we learned from our mistake, right? Obviously, huge flag position here as well. I used the 5 minute a lot today too for confluence in terms of my trades. This candle really showed how well we were doing, right? Bouncing off of these areas, engulfing this red candle as well, and continuing higher on higher volume. So here I saw what was happening. I added three as well, added a couple more here, and I should have taken some off a little bit higher, but it's fine, right? This signified selling, or sorry, buying climax, right? So obviously, as you can see now, we have headed lower. A good place to re-add would be at VWAP, right? Obviously, this is some type of support as well, but I would really wait for it to show me a good signal that we are heading higher, and this is not it, right? I'd probably want it to head a little bit lower first before we continue to head any higher, but um, that's that trade was completely fine. I had some confidence heading into it, right? Just because the market was kind of telling me, okay, we're going higher on higher volume, and we finished the move here on buying climax. So that was completely fine. There's nothing wrong with it. But again, a confident Victor would be like, cool, like add good position size. Your risk is really good, right? It'd be 484.75. Add higher at 500, right? You're only risking 16 points to potentially hit 30 points, right? But we didn't. Instead, we just kind of added a little bit, making sure we're confirming, heading a little bit higher. Again, nothing wrong with that. But it just shows I'm lacking the confidence that I need in order to be able to trade profitably. So yeah, that's really about it, guys. Like 3 days it's this week. We're down on the week as well. But I know that it's coming. I know that it's coming for sure. And we added another funded account. We have four funded accounts. There's only three here because I just activated one today. Hoping to activate the other one at the end of this month as well. Just giving myself enough time and feeling like I don't need to be rushed anymore. And I think that's probably a double-edged sword, right? When I was trading before my payout, my girlfriend didn't have a job. I was looking to um, try to be as efficient as possible. I know I've spoken about this before, but it's still relevant. Where I felt on edge. I felt like I had to do it. I felt like I had to get money for us quickly. Um, and my trading was rapidly improving because of that, right? But now that edge is off, I'm learning to find myself making sure that, I come down from being stressed for however many months that was, and understanding that I don't have the pressure of having to trade for money. And I feel like that because of that my trading has not thrived. Now, I'm sure I'll get to a point maybe in the next week or so where it becomes okay, we don't have that pressure anymore, so now my trading starts to thrive again, right? But right now, because I'm still recovering from all of that, I'm even recovering from being sick and not feeling well. Um, we're still coming down. We still don't have those same positive feelings, that same conviction, that same confidence that we had before. And I know it's gonna take time, but it is definitely frustrating where it's like you're wanting to trade well, you're trying the best that you can, but you can just see that you just don't have it. It's just not your night. or day or whatever time you trade or afternoon. Um, but it'll come. It'll come. So, anyway, guys, that's it for today's video. Hopefully you guys are doing well. Hopefully you guys are trading well in this market. Being cautious, staying safe, but trading with conviction. And that's something that we can all use whenever we are in the markets, whenever we're trading. So, but yeah, hopefully you guys are doing well. Hopefully you guys are trading well. And yeah, keep trading stoically.